Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Aircraft Spark with another edition of Manic Monday. Oh my goodness. Why do I have sound on back there? I don't know. And with me tonight, well, now as always, River Right of right, left, and center. How you doing tonight?
Hi, I am. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. We're doing a couple of changes here tonight. Well, because my trusty co-host happened to get a job, and well, he has to.
The sound is still echoing.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
Why is it echoing?
Maybe it's me.
Oh, you need to turn off the sound on the show.
Okay, how do I do that?
Go to your watch. You got it on the watch page, don't you? You're watching the show. That happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Good on Bandits in. Good to hear you, man. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. It has been it's been a week. It's been a while. I did a debate on Saturday in which I barely participated in because, well, ANCAPs don't ever shut up. And no one cares about their shitty, useless philosophy. But yeah, here we are. It is a new week, and I am still doing home repairs. Got my living room 3/4 of the way done, so tomorrow should be back to 100% and new and improved, and all the stress will have melted away from my body. But until then, I'm just going to struggle through it all. Before we get started, let's take a moment to thank our wonderful members. If you'd like to become a member, you may do so by hitting that join button down below. For as little as $1.99, you can help support this content and help us afford things like, I don't know, internet and things like that, because yes, that's what your money goes towards. And we do appreciate it. We're going to start off, of course, with the OG Attack Bunny. And, of course, let's be frank, both at executive producer spots. Producer Crazy Chicken 132, operations staff, Jason Finch and Joseph Dierna, and our wonderful support crew consisting of Granite Guy and Ocean Breeze Salty. Anyone seen Mina? Hadn't seen her in a hot minute. But welcome back, everybody. It has been a hell of a week already. Today is President's Day, and we'll talk about our shitty president here in just a little bit. But let's start off with hey, y'all remember the Senate race in Pennsylvania, right? They elected this one weird guy who was he was special.
Yeah, how could we forget?
Look, I completely blame the people of Pennsylvania for voting in this person because they're the people who voted him in.
Are they though?
Look, I am not denying any election. He won fair and square. And for some reason, y'all voted in over there in Pennsylvania. Y'all voted in, well, someone who was special needs. Yes, we're talking about John Fetterman. And let's go ahead and get down to it. John Fetterman received special accommodations for classified briefings. Senate Security and Intel community identified a solution that exceeded all requirements for safeguarding classified information, Fetterman's spokesman said. Here's the deal. Anytime you have someone that is mentally impaired, and let's be honest, John Fetterman is mentally impaired. He suffered from a stroke, and since his stroke, he has, declined in his mental capabilities. I don't know what his mental acumen was prior to his stroke, but he can't read. He's basically illiterate. He needs text to speech in order to all he can do is auditorily process things. Meet us in a bunker fighting against assault emus. There we go. Yeah, we'll get to that, Joseph. We'll get to that. But it says Senator received an accommodation or classified briefings for his auditory processing issue after finding a solution with the intelligence community. Fetterman aides in Capitol use mobile device with text-to-speech functions to assist the senator in his auditory processing difficulties. Fox News Digital asked Fetterman's office, a junior Pennsylvania senator, is taking his mobile device into classified briefings from voice to text, closed captioning support. Fetterman's spokesperson, Joe Calvello, told Fox News Digital that Senator Fetterman requests assistance in the office of Senate Security for an appropriate accommodation in a classified setting. Here's the deal. And just my take. Me and River didn't talk about this beforehand. Um, he shouldn't be getting in classified briefings. He's not mentally capable, in my opinion, to maintain those secrets. I mean, he doesn't. He can't handle it, and if he can't handle it, he shouldn't be on those type of committees. And if he is on those types of committees, the only person that you can blame would be the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, because he's the one that put him there. But of course, hey, look, he had a D after his name. That's why he won. We need to get into the ballot harvesting game because, hey, it's legal in many states. And in those states where they are legal, we should be capitalizing on it. River, what do you think about this?
I'm embarrassed for the people of Pennsylvania, but I mean, if there's some way for him to get classified briefings and they can somehow have someone translate him things to him in a way that you don't have to worry about China hacking our secrets, as long as it's not going into a server in his basement, like an open server. I think that you have to give him access to the briefings because he's the one who is representing the state.
If you're mentally incapable of doing that portion of the job, which is not really a portion of the job, he's assigned to a committee that he's unqualified for. He shouldn't be there. I mean, that's just plain and simple. First of all, no communist, no socialist ever should be allowed any access to anything regarding security and intelligence in America because they are not for this country. They are not for the people. I don't care if they're voter representatives. You could put them on housing and urban development, something that they'd actually be good at. They like taking other people's money and giving it to other people. And TZ, yeah, TZ showing some love to you, man. Talking about your interview with JD Vance the other day.
Yeah, that was cool.
Do you have? Is there really such thing as a bad hair day? Do you have a bad hair day, River?
Oh yeah, most of them. Most of my days are bad hair days.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it at one bit. But hey, it is what it is. Yes, he was voted in supposedly, and no, he didn't have to be on any type of intelligence committee. That's really the crux of it, in my opinion. Look, we already have one brain dead, incompetent bastard in handling things that probably not qualified for because of mental acumen or lack thereof.
I just think if the guy can't do the job, then he should be removed from the job.
Well, and he will be off of work for several weeks now because he is going to be in the hospital because he is mentally affected by his stroke. I mean,
right. But if he's there and he's showing up for work, and if some reason they need to show him classified documents, and you have to show him the classified documents, and unfortunately, you have to make accommodations for him, unless, of course, those accommodations would somehow put the country at risk. But no, I think you have to accommodate him. Otherwise, it's like you don't want to get into the slippery slope thing where then the next people get in power and then they decide, oh, well, we think you're crazy, therefore you're disabled and you can't get classified briefings. Like if you can't do the job, then you got to get them out. Otherwise, you can't. We'll just give you stuff here and there because then that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I can understand things like accommodations, for physically handicapped people, but if you're mentally handicapped,
Hmm.
you have no business handling any classified anything. It's
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
you can call that ableist all you want, lefties. But no, if you're mentally deficient, if you are a fucking retard like John Fetterman, you have no business knowing any secrets of America. You're too special. Sorry. From what I understand, he has trouble tying his shoes, and that's sad. I'm not picking on the man for that, but yeah, there should be some basic things that have to be attested to. Barack Obama supposedly could not even qualify for a secret clearance, and when he was in the Senate or when he was president, because of his ties with Roger Ailes and a lot of other not so savory people. When he was when he was office of presidency, yes, that job entails handling intelligence and stuff like that. But as a senator, he did not have those clearances, uh, and that's fine. Not all senators have all these special security clearances. Not all Congress men and women do either. So it's just one of those deals. Yeah, yeah, pretty much banned it. It's a surefire way to yeet him by leadership. He'll say something publicly that he shouldn't, and he's out. Yeah. Fetterman looks like a Velcro shoe kind of guy.
Oh no.
Oh, the '80s called. They
Oh.
want their fucking memes
Oh.
back. Oh, this just in. Caitlin had to add this, and I'm going to show everyone because evidently this is what I'm doing in the moonlight. Ouch. Uh, that's got to be fake. God, I hope that's fake. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I would hate to be. I would hate to be the guy involved with anything that happened that horribly. My goodness. Yeah, it's one of those things. John Fetterman. I blame Trump. I blame Trump because he backed Mohammed Oz, which I understand the initial knee jerk reaction to want to, because Doctor Oz, he was popular, right? He had his own TV show, and Trump went, "Hey, he has a good TV show. People will vote for him because of name recognition." But there was one woman who was running in Pennsylvania. I cannot remember her name.
Kathy Barnett.
Yeah, Kathy Barnett. I loved her.
Yeah.
She would have been an amazing candidate. Not only could she hold her own mentally, not only did she have some great policy suggestions, um, she was actually Pennsylvanian.
Right, right, right. But
I mean, Mohammed Oz lived in New York City, bought some property in Pennsylvania just so he could run. And no one wants someone who's not from their home state to represent them. I mean, seriously, I don't know how Mitt Romney won in Utah. Mitt Romney has lived his most of his adult life in Massachusetts. He was the governor of Massachusetts. He ran for president, and then he's like, "Hey, I'd like to go into the Senate. I'm a Mormon. I guess I'll move to Utah and run there." And for some reason, they voted for him because, he's a Mormon.
oh, it looks like a Bandit 848 is talking about 40 chess, but I have a 40 chess theory on this whole situation, and that is that Trump already knew that the issues in the Philadelphia area from before were still going to be the same issues. I'm saying this very coded. Those issues were still going to be there for this past sequence of things that just happened. So why waste a good candidate? Why have a good candidate lose? That would be Kathy Barnett. I mean, he did say that Kathy Barnett has a bright future ahead of her in the Republican Party. why not, why run a good person when you know that there's no chance? Why not, have a guy like Dr. Oz go? Because if you know that no matter what you do, your candidate isn't going to win, then it's much harder psychologically for particularly leftists to have to learn to hate Dr. Oz now, especially because he was Oprah's darling. This is going to wake up more people. Oh, we loved him for years and years. Oh, now he's evil. Now we have to hate him. Versus
Absolutely, River.
just having to hate a person, who you've never heard of before. But that's like 4D chess. Let me put my tinfoil hat on for a minute because I love a good conspiracy. It doesn't mean I necessarily believe in it, but I like to talk about them.
Yeah, fair. And look, we're going to be talking about Trump in a positive light tonight. Here in a little bit. And what's up, Jordan Fargo over there over at Twitch.tv? Good to see you. It's something that I am not that keen to doing after he made his ridiculous statement about how he wants to suspend the Constitution. I do hold grudges. But look, when he does something good, I'm going to call it out. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be in our last segment because there's a lot of stuff to go over in that last segment. So we're going through the small stuff first.
Okay.
24 states sue Biden EPA over environmental rules targeting farmers and landowners. And I absolutely loathe using Fox News as a reference. Normally, you realize I rarely ever use them. Not because I hate Fox, it's just because I tend to prefer to take more left-leaning sources, just see what they're saying. Yeah, Jordan. Endorsing McCarthy thing, I can't stand. Me neither. But here's the deal. I guess that was the person. I don't understand all the politics, how all it works in DC. I think it's ridiculous. But environmental regulation is an attempt by unelected bureaucrats to expand their own authority, West Virginia Attorney General says. Coalition 24 states filed a federal lawsuit against Biden administration Thursday, arguing a recent environmental regulation is unlawful and would harm their residents. States led by West Virginia, Georgia, Iowa, and North Dakota said the lawsuit that so-called Waters of the United States, or WOTUS, rule unveiled in late December is an attack on their sovereign authority regulating bodies of water and surrounding land. The lawsuit named Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the two agencies that signed off on the rule as defendants in the case. In this new rule, it's a decades-long effort by the EPA to regulate purely intrastate waters without explicit consent of Congress, West Virginia Attorney General Morrissey said during a press conference on Thursday. This is yet another attempt for unelected bureaucrats to expand their own authority by broadly defining the waters of the United States. And this is something that has affected Americans for a long time, not this rule, but there is another rule about standing water and wetlands that the EPA runs. And where I grew up in South Mississippi, which is literally swamps that have been filled in with dirt to build up as land, it has affected like my hometown and everything. Oh, you can't build there because 30 days out of the year there is standing water on that ground, i.e., it is a wetland. The EPA has been doing this for years, screwing over landowners because you can't utilize all your land because it is classified as a wetland. And this is an expansion of that, essentially. He also goes on to say it's a crazy rule and completely contravenes the Constitution, the way we think is structure of our federal and state government relations should operate. And in the rule, EPA asserts federal jurisdiction over land and water that has no connection to navigatable waters. This goes beyond the statute that provides in the Constitution. The problem with that is the Wetlands Protection Act does the exact same thing. And that's the problem. And look, I'm actually kind of a green guy. Believe it or not, I almost joined Sea Shepherd when I got out of the military because I wanted to save the whales. I broke up with a Japanese girl because she fed me well. Um, and it's like when I tasted, I was like, "Oh my god, what is this?" And she said some word in Japanese. I'm like, "Wait, I know that word." And she's like, "Yeah, that's whale." And I went, "What the hell are you doing? You got to get out of my house." She did not know that I am kind of a green guy when it comes to that stuff. I don't know why. I blame my mom for it. I love my mom, but yeah, she kind of made me a bit of an environmentalist in a way. And there is nothing wrong with being an environmentalist. It's no, Caitlin, it did not taste like tuna. It was fatty. It was disgusting. Yeah, I'm. What's up, Derek Metcalf? Mocked the name himself. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's I have no problem trying to protect the environment, but the EPA does shady shit all the time. We're seeing right now that they're doing a lot of shady shit over there in Ohio with the Norfolk Southern train derailment problem. We're seeing a lot of issues. The EPA tends to look the other way um, for some things and then wants to hammer normal, ordinary people for everything else. Well, Kate, if you want to try, you're going to have to go to Japan or Northern Europe. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you had a chance to read over that story at all to develop any type of or does it even affect areas like where you live? I don't know. Talking to you, River.
Oh, where I live. Okay. Well, I mean, I would think that that would apply to somebody like me because I'm a bit of a hobby farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so if you have like any these rules are really crazy and they're hard to interpret. And it's like, any kind of water that is like they call it like navigable, and like people we're
Mm-hmm.
not even sure what navigable means, and they're taking things that aren't navigable and they're saying, oh, like, well, if there's a dry creek bed that connects to ponds that may or may not even always be there, oh well, now this is something that is included, and now we might not let you use this water to water your crops with or to give to your like give to your animals. Like it's pretty crazy. It's a ridiculous overreach. And over top of that, like the EPA is completely out of control. I mean, they come up with like pointless paperwork for this just for the sake of pointless paperwork. And a bigger issue though is that they are just making up regulations and they're doing things extrajudicially. Bypass Congress.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
And it's we can kind of see something similar going on in Denmark with
Mm-hmm.
the farmers over there. And this is really what this is all about, because they will put some farmers out of business, preventing them from using their own like local water supply. But yeah, they're doing it in Denmark by saying that people can't have too much nitrogen. Sorry, you guys, the cows are farting. There's too many. You have to get them down. But yeah, so they're trying to bankrupt farmers over there. They're trying to bankrupt farmers over here. It's all part of the Green New Deal globalist agenda. And yeah, they want to bankrupt you to make sure that Bill Gates, China, and BlackRock can come over and just buy up all the farmland all over the world.
No doubt. You know what, Spade? I need you to look up something for me. I need a Papa Jones. I need an Alex Jones sound bite talking about the globalist globo homo agenda. Okay, we
Yes.
need to get that
And
to the soundboard.
they're making the frogs gay at the same time.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Exactly, because we're environmentalists over here. We actually want to protect our environment. Well, we want to do it with some common freaking sense. The EPA has been basically weaponized with a little bit too much authority. In fact, many industries run in fear of the EPA. I worked at a shipyard, and at this shipyard, I mean, you're right there on the water, right? You go and launch these boats, and yeah, if they test the water, if they go and test the water one day, hey, what's up? He'll eat your ass. Damn right he will. Um, if they go and test the water one day and they go like 2 weeks later and something has changed, and they find a specific chemical, they could blame it on that shipyard, and that chemical may not even be nowhere near present in that shipyard at all. And they give them like $100,000 fines for one thing. Look, I want the water to be drinkable. But where was the EPA in terms of Jackson, Mississippi? Where was the EPA in terms of Flint, Michigan? Where is the EPA right now in East Palestine? Palestine. Sorry, we have to say Palestine because that is how the Ohioans say it. Where are they? Oh, that's right. They're telling the people the air is clean and the water is safe to drink while they scoop up all the dead fishes. They cover up the dead foxes, the dying chickens, and everything else. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, nothing to see here. EPA has your back. Right. It's frustrating, River.
It is.
But do you know what's even more frustrating? What is more frustrating is the fact that we have our federal government going woke. We already knew that the Bidens had a woke agenda, and now they have started a brand new position. The U.S. Department of Commerce appoints its first counselor for equity. Equity. I actually have no problem with equality. I really don't. I think that everyone should have a fair shake. River, you should have every chance afforded to me or anyone else to succeed and or fail. Equity. Equity is more about the ending. Everyone gets an equal end. Regardless of how much you put in, Department of Commerce recently appointed Inez Hernandez as the first ever counselor for equity. In this newly created role, Hernandez will work across the department's 13 bureaus to institutionalize equity across all work streams and advise senior leadership on policy design and implementation strategies that help the advance of equity agenda within the department's programs and strategic initiatives. Wow. Did you get any did anything make sense out of that for you there, River?
I mean, I don't think it's supposed to make sense.
Sounds like a word salad to me.
Yeah.
As a new counselor, Hernandez will work in a close collaboration with Department of Commerce Equity and Diversity Equity. I can't remember what all this stands for. The DEIA. It's diversity, equity, inclusion, and what's the A? What's the A, people? Council co-chaired by Deputy Secretary Don Graves and Deputy Undersecretary of International Trade Diane Farrell. Established in November of 2021, the DOC Equity Council provides cross-bureau coordination, policy development, and administrative support for initiatives that institutionalize equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility across the department's programs and operations, support for bureaus in creating positive internal culture and raise program officials' consciousness of systemic barriers. Yeah, that's accessibility. I'm pretty sure that the ADA covers all that, right? The Americans with Disabilities Act.
It should theoretically. I don't know who covers that. I think they do, but
yeah, it's I think that shit is just simply ridiculous. And of course, Fox News, of course, had to show immediately what they thought about it. For several counselor of equity appointed to the Biden Department of Commerce. Let's see what they say. Was most recently a counselor for an innovation hub at Florida's International University, where she put initiative frameworks in place to ensure organizations reach and extend to all South Florida communities. Have you ever been down to South Florida, uh, River?
Briefly, just briefly. Yeah.
Did you notice anything? Did you notice anything interesting there? Like there's an overabundance of certain types of people.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I mean, look, if you live in South Florida
You're
and
talking
you're
about
not, if you're neither gay nor Cuban, you don't live in South Florida. And if you're gay Cuban, oh my goodness.
and that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. It is it's an interesting thing. The idea of equity in a government agency kind of bothers me. Because let's face it, those of us who work for government, hi, I'm one of them. We are not usually the best. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, come on now.
No. The bar is quite low. Like, I am good at what I do. I'm not going to tell you that I am the best. But I am there for the benefits. I am not there because it's where I can make the most money. Where I can make the most money is out in the commercial world. I would make about almost double my pay if I worked in the private sector. Because I work in continuing education, I train people, I workforce development, things like that, and it is it's an important thing. In the government, I make an average salary. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it is not what I could make. My earning potential is much higher in the commercial area. The reason why I'm in government is because I get a lot of time off. Did you know every 2 weeks I earn 8 hours of vacation? Isn't that disgusting?
That's not so bad.
Yeah, every 2 weeks I earn 8 hours of vacation time, paid vacation time, plus 4 hours of sick leave. So every 2 weeks, 12 hours of time away from work paid, plus every federal holiday off. Oof. I'm living the dream, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and all you got to do is be competent. You really don't have to be the greatest. I strive to be the greatest because I really believe in the job I do. But does it carry over? Yes, I can carry over 220 hours of vacation a year. So anything beyond that, they give you what they call use or lose. I have no trouble taking time off of work. So yeah, it's one of those things. Government work isn't bad, but if you're looking to get rich, that's not the place to do it. The people who are in executive positions there, I mean, they're capped at like $150,000 a year, unless you're Dr. Fauci. You know, Dr. Fauci. You know, he was the highest paid government employee ever, even higher paid than the president himself.
That shouldn't be a thing.
It shouldn't.
That's utterly ridiculous.
I hear you, TZ. There you go. Government drone yourself. You get 1 month off in the private sector. Yeah, I get a month off a year. How do they have more money than they were paid? Because of what's called insider trading. That's really where it is. I mean, when you get information on certain stock tips and stuff, and I mean, even at my levels, you hear, hey, this company's about to get this contract. Yeah, we hear about that even at my level. If you have the money to invest, you can make a lot of money very quick. And God help them if I ever get into contracting. Yeah. You get more PTO, my man. Good on you. Oh, exactly. Ocean breeds. Exactly. Fuzzy math, laundering, hedge funds, stealing. Exactly. That's okay because look, if it's up to Jeffrey Bezos and Bill Gates, pretty soon you too can become rich because brain implants are startup backed by Bezos and Gates is testing mind controlled computing on humans.
Oh man, I didn't get to do my commentary on the equity stuff.
Oh, go for it. Do it. Do it.
You mind if I jump in real quick before we
you do it. You do it. Here, I got you.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So thank you. So yeah, back to this whole, woke equity agenda. I mean, I think we all know how this is going to turn out, right? We got worthless Pete Buttigieg in transportation. We have a VP who can't string two sentences together. She's going around saying things like, every day something's happening and something is happening every day. And today is the day that something's happening because every day something happens. And you're like, what? We got Sam Britton. He's running around the airport stealing every woman's the luggage from all the women. There's the press secretary that can't answer a simple question. We have a senator who can't understand or speak English, and that's his primary language. And then we have the Admiral Rachel Levine running around, chasing little kids with scissors trying to cut their friggin' genitals off. And it's like right now we're DC is a circus and they're trying to turn the rest of the country into the same friggin' sideshow, freak show, just mess. So
At least Sam Britton has been relieved of its duty. I don't know what pronouns he prefers, but I hope it is going to be prison and bitch. Hopefully that individual will be prosecuted to the max, and when they show up at the detention center, a big man turns out his pocket and says, "Hey, you grab this. Don't let go."
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind chanting "lock her up" for him. That's about
fair. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's get this. Let's get back to this. Brain implants started back by Bezos and Gates is testing mind-controlled computing on humans. This is some scary stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not put computer chips in your brain. System is implanted through a blood vessel and allows patients to operate technology using only their minds. I mean, this might have been good for like Stephen Hawking's when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
He was the man in the chair that had the robot voice and everything. But in a Brooklyn lab stuffed with 3D printers and makeshift pickleball court, employees at a brain interface startup called Synchron are working on technology designed to transform daily life for people with paralysis. See, for paralysis ain't a bad thing, I guess. Although I'm concerned. I'm really concerned about this. The Synchron switch is implanted through blood vessels to allow people with no or very limited physical mobility to operate technology such as cursors and smart home devices using their minds. So far, the nascent technology has been used on 3 patients in the U.S. and 4 in Australia. I've seen moments between patients and partners or patient and spouse where it's incredibly joyful and empowering to have regained their ability to be a little bit more independent than before. Okay. It helps them engage in ways we take for granted. Okay. Well, let's talk about what could go wrong here. I don't trust Elon Musk and his brain implant. I don't trust this either. Because if this interfaces one way, it can be interfaced the other way. You know what I'm saying? If you can send out signals, it has to be able to receive signals as well. And what are they doing that we don't know in the background? Is there a way that they can actually insert some information, maybe a program that can have you do things? I mean, it's all about the pentiums. Yeah, I'm a lot of wisdom can be found in Public Enemy. Believe it or not, I'm a fan of Public Enemy. I'm a fan of NWA. You know, dude, there's some wisdom there. You can't trust the government. You can't trust these rich ass, words. I don't know. River, are you gonna sign up to do Neuralink or anything?
Man, this is the whole 666 mark of the beast. Don't take it, man. Don't take it.
The mark of the beast. You know, I haven't heard that one invoked in a while.
Yeah. I mean, this is all about they just want to control humanity. Yeah, there's two lanes. Yeah, there's the one part where they want to control humanity, and the other thing where these crazy elites are obsessed with trying to figure out a way to live forever.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be able to download themselves into something, and this is just part of that nonsense. But hey, folks, if you're watching this from the future, remember I told you, write down the day. It's 2023 at 10:42 Eastern Standard Time. Do not take the brain chip.
There you go. Of course, Caitlin Harper says, I, for one, welcome our ghost in the shell cyberpunk dystopia. Kate, you don't want that world. You don't want that. It sounds fun. You best start believing in ghost stories, Caitlin. You are living in one. Arr. Yeah, something like that.
I wonder what they'll do. Like if if they can really, maybe then they'll really be able to get you for wrong think. You know, they'll have it set up so that like you get zapped if you have like a bad thought, like it's an instant. You know.
I mean, that could actually be kind of funny. You just see people all of a sudden, you know, a pretty woman walks by and you see like three guys start spazzing the fuck out, and you know it's because they were like sexually objectifying that woman or something. You know, because all of it's going to be woke. You know, anytime wrong think is encouraged, you know, or punished, there's going to be some woke bullshit behind it.
Yeah, maybe yours should just always be going off all the time because you're a white male.
Yeah.
You have yet to check your privilege, Sparky.
My fucking privilege. My privilege is awesome. I check the shit out of it all the time. And I wake up every morning and I go, God damn, it feels good to be a white man.
That's what I would do.
You know, but it's really funny, you know. Me being a white presenting, you know, I'm not actually like white. Like true shit. Like my grandfather is Pakistani, and my grandmother, that's on my dad's side. My grandmother on my mom's side is Cajun. So, I mean, there's a lot of French there. Don't get it wrong. My grandmother on my dad's side is French Canadian, and my grandfather on my mom's side was a fucking Frenchie. But Cajuns are like the brown paper bag. You know, they tend to be a little brown, and the Pakistanis, well, they're a mixture of really brown and not so brown. But you know, but no, there's enough French in my blood to where I look white. But whatever, I don't care. If I'm privileged, I'm privileged. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can't draft you to our team.
No. I don't want to be on your team. All this white privilege is doing me good.
You didn't make the draft, man.
Oh, you're married to a Panay? Awesome. I hope she makes some lumpia for you. I love lumpia. I spent a little bit of time in the PI. I love Filipino food. Some good adobo. French are not people. I don't care what you say. I got a lot of French. Yeah. You have a banana farm in the PI. That's awesome. Yeah, I love the PI. Had some good times there. But I can't own land there because I'm not Filipino. Your wife can. You can't if you're not Filipino. So, haha. Just remember that when she takes you for everything you own and your banana farm. That's fucking wrong, dude. I'm so black pilled on that shit. I had a Filipino sister in law, and she was freaking awesome. And my stepbrother, who she was married to, was a piece of shit. And what's up, Dave? How's the baby doing? How's baby Mac doing? But yeah, he was a piece of shit. He treated her like hell. They moved to the PI. They were living fat, fat on the farm and everything, doing great. And he decided to leave her. I don't know why. She's a wonderful woman. I still keep in touch with her. They had like 2 children together. He didn't sign the birth certificate for either of them. Isn't that stupid? Kieran has German ancestry. Is that why he periodically takes over the show? To the top of the chat with you. Oh my goodness. Way to go. Yeah. If you've been to the Philippines, you know why everyone carries a sidearm and a fucking machete. If the animals don't want to kill you, some of the people will. A lot of problems over there. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah. But I love the Philippines. I'm actually wanting to do the Bataan Death March. I don't know if you know what that is. Guess not. Okay, so Bataan Death March. During World War II, there was a lot of American soldiers, sailors, Marines that were captured by the Japanese, and they had to move them to Bataan. And they did that from the capital city, and they put them on it was like a 3-day forced ruck march. And if you slowed down, you fell down, they just shoot you and leave you. But I want to do that march in honor of those who died and those that survived. It's beautiful country. Yeah. Who got a link? What? Maybe I'm missing something. Yes, I want to do the Bataan Death March. It's not like I'm gonna do it in the same conditions and whatnot, but actually to do that ruck shot. Oh, River Ride, she does.
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
I'll find it.
Yeah, it's over in you have to go over to Twitch to throw that in there. Or you can put it in the chat over here at YouTube, and I'll copy it and put it over there. Yeah, she's not on Twitch, Derek. She does YouTube. She is amazing. If you don't know River Wright, look, she's a woman of many talents and puppets.
Whoops. All right, that is not my thing anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you, Dave. I hope you and Britt are doing well. What do we got here?
This is terrible. Okay, I'll just go with this generic one.
What the hell?
Okay. Pasting. All right, there we go. Just put my YouTube channel link thing in the chat thing.
Where? Not seeing it in YouTube chat. I'm not seeing it in Twitch.
Oh, well.
Where'd you put it? So I can copy it.
Oh, I just put it into the YouTube chat.
Oh, in the YouTube chat?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where, because I see it.
Okay. Maybe it's just. Oh, hold on. I need to be on live chat. That's what's up. That's what's up. And TZ Burton comes in for $5. Sparky, there's a guy in one of my other streams with the handle Pinochet Helicopter Tours. So you know what time it is. You damn right. It's time for us to honor the great Pinochet by tossing yet again another commie from the Freedom Copter. Thank you for that donation of $5, allowing us to throw yet again another commie from the Freedom Copter. Remember, Pinochet did nothing wrong, and
China is asshole.
Oh
we
my
appreciate
goodness.
you so much. Oh, that's the fun stuff. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh
Let me.
goodness.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, I started off by being like completely horrified when you did that. Now I'm just like low key horrified when you do that.
Did you look up who Pinochet was?
Yes.
Pinochet did nothing wrong. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
I love Pinochet. He was the dictator of Chile, and he was known for throwing commies out of here you go, Derek. I got you over there at the Twitch. In fact, you could also, you probably didn't know this, but you can actually in the little comments still in StreamYard, you could actually post there, and it'll post it to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. So that's where you can find Right, Left, to Center at Liberty Bell News over there at youtube.com. She's an amazing woman.
Thanks.
Love
You're
her to
too
death.
kind.
I'm too kind. No, you're too awesome. Can't help it. Were they really commies, though? Does it matter? I mean, at the end of the day, if they were trying to spread communism, does it matter? They were commies. I give free rides to planes of commies, but I charge $10,000 after for the landing. Oh, that's kind of like back where I grew up. Guys would always make the joke. Take a girl. Hey, baby, want to go on a boat ride? Yeah, let's go on a boat ride. We'll go out to the islands. Okay. They'll get halfway out. They'll be like, put out or get out. Those people were dirty. It was a joke. It was a bad joke. But I mean, this just in, and look, I'm going to put it up because, Gateway Pundit has actually, end of American sovereignty. Biden regime negotiates a legally binding deal to give Chinese-backed World Health Organization full authority over U.S. pandemic policies with no Senate approval needed.
Yeah, that's not going to be a thing. We're going to sue them right out of oblivion.
The Biden regime never fails to orchestrate an avenue of circumventing the U.S. Constitution to betray the American people. A bombshell report from Epoch Times Saturday reveals the regime is about to surrender American sovereignty to the World Health Organization of the WHO and give them full control over future pandemic policies. Gateway Pundit has reported extensively on these negotiations between the regime and the WHO over the past year. TGP's Elisa Powell, for example, exclusively revealed that Biden's Health and Human Services secretly submitted proposed amendments strengthen WHO preparedness for the response to health emergency to the WHO to reform international health regulations of 2005 and existed health treaty. How are they going to enforce it? Let me see if it says, because I haven't read this yet. Once America officially signs the agreement, it will be completely at the mercy of the globalist organization to help the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, cover up the original COVID-19 outbreak in Wuhan.
China is asshole.
Negotiations between Biden's Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra and WHO head Tedros Adhanom. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to say that. Spawned a zero draft of the pandemic treaty. The draft was published in February 1 and now needs ratification from all 194 WHO members. You know what? This is disgusting. If this is if this goes through, open rebellion should happen. I am sick, damn tired of allowing international organizations to make decisions for America. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they're just going to enact it, but then we're going to wind up suing them, and the courts will slap this down. This is ridiculous.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna. This has been my biggest critique about the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court makes a decision, it's supposed to be binding, but who has the enforcement power?
Well, yeah, we're gonna go with the executive branch.
Mm-hmm. So here's the deal. If this stuff continues, the only answer is open rebellion. Like in your face, open frickin' rebellion. Yes, YouTube. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm advocating for open rebellion.
Fiery but mostly peaceful rebellion.
I guess that's a thing. Unfortunately, you're true. You're telling the truth. Cities will comply. It depends on the city. I live in Oklahoma City. Not so much. They up to threaten the military. We're on a 5 minutes till midnight. It's really scary. We haven't been high since the Cuban Missile Crisis. No, we're at 60 seconds now, Dave. That's the nuclear time clock. Where's that Kevin Halitosis guy go? Kieran Halcyon? He is working. And we should see him Wednesday night. His work schedule is a rotating schedule where he works evenings. So he will be available on 1 week. He'll be available on Monday nights. On next week, he'll be available on Wednesday nights. This is his Wednesday weekend when we'll see him. And so on those weeks, it's just going to be me and River, and maybe a guest if we have one. But hey, look,
can we get Rob sometime?
Look, Rob is always welcome on the show. Always, he knows that. You know what? In fact, he's probably is he live right now? Because on Monday nights he cannot use his he doesn't have a webcam. He's at work. But on Wednesdays, yeah, I mean, we can hear his wonderful voice, him talking at a million miles per hour. Some of the bass commentary, some of the most bass commentary on twitch.tv, hands down, but not on YouTube, because I'm more based and I have a bigger following on YouTube. That's about the only reason. But no, Rob is an amazing guy. And I will talk to him. About coming on and doing. He's been on before. He did it after he lost the weight loss deal. Because I am the only person that has handed him an L online. So, but it was completely through a weight loss competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, he told me
CERL.
I was supposed to he told me to give you a hard time about something. I was on his show last week. I'm trying to remember what in the world was I supposed to tell you? Oh,
he's there's plenty of things to give me a hard time about.
must
I
have
went
teased you
on.
about something.
I went on his show. I went on his show Saturday, and two anarcho capitalists took the show over, and I'm like, oh my god, just shut up. No one cares. No one cares. You know, I have connections to John Paul. You know, I've never talked to him face to face. I will definitely well, River, you can get in contact with, you know, you could invite him on.
Oh, okay.
Just as much your show as it is mine. Love to have him.
Yeah, I have his contact info.
Yeah. Yeah. He is a fast talker, but Shapiro definitely has that crown. But he also has but Ben Shapiro also has a wife that happens to be a doctor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that my wife happens to be a doctor? You know, so yes, that is why he wins. Yes. When American Nacho showed up on Saturday, that was the best thing. He came in a little roasty toasty, and he laid down the smack. I was glad to see him. Yeah, John Paul Revere, dude, he does his music stuff is fun. It was Fabian, it was Scott, and it was Casimir. He's one of the guys that hangs out in Fabian's Discord or whatever. But yeah, no, it was just cringe fest of them talking about ANCAP philosophy and arguing with Pisco. We never really got to. No one else really got to talk. They took up all the air. Yeah. I like it. I'm all about piracy anyway. Yar. Although I want the old school pirates. Like if I was gonna be a pirate today, I would still want to do it in wooden ships and sails. But I would want to have, you know, running showers. Because I could not imagine the smell on those ships.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's talk about the disappointment that is Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2020, we held an election that was totally fair, totally great, completely legitimate. YouTube, and for some reason, we got a John Fetterman who just happened to be about, I don't know, 40 years older. Yes, we have a mental retard running our government, supposedly, and his name is Joe Biden. In case y'all have been living under a rock, what was it? Was it 2 weeks ago in Ohio, East Palestine?
About that.
About 2 weeks ago, there was a train derailment, and they had some vinyl chloride in there, and they were concerned that it was going to blow up. And so what did they do? They sets it on fires. Now, vinyl chloride or whatever is highly toxic. And when you combine it with, when you heat it up, it even gets more toxic. And they claim that they did this to prevent an explosion. If you look at the information that was provided, they wanted to open up a railway safe for other trains to pass. They did this to ensure that commerce was able to happen properly with rail technology. Now this the derailment, it seems to have been caused by a faulty brake on one of the cars. And the brakes that are being used today are the same ones that have been in use since around Civil War era time. Now, that's not really a problem, because if it's not broken, sometimes you don't need to fix it. What the problem is that we looked at a bunch of things, and instead of worrying about the people's health and safety, the EPA came in and said, "Oh, it's completely fine to burn. Just burn it, whatever." we gotta make sure the rails are open, and so they did that. Okay, fine, fair. But we exposed a lot of people in the surrounding areas to all kinds of toxic fumes, chemicals. This is going to seep into the groundwater. It's killing fishes, foxes, chickens, dogs. It has not killed any people as of yet. And this morning, I wake up to find out that Joe Biden is not visiting East Palestine, Ohio. No, he is visiting Ukraine. And oh my goodness, why did I? Oh, I hate CBS News. So in the link, I have a video, but we don't need that. We need. We'll play. We'll do this first. That's Biden's Ukraine visit upstates Putin and leaves Moscow's military pundits raging. Joe Biden is in Ukraine. Now, where does this involve Russia besides the war with Russia? We'll get to that in a moment. But instead of dealing with the problem here at home, where, well, River, you came out recently and you told everyone that you do live close to East Palestine. You don't live in East Palestine, but you live in the vicinity, and you have seen the sheen on the water, have you not?
I have. I've uploaded a video that I took onto my YouTube page of the of the rainbow sheen on the water down there. I got to interview JD Vance. I'm pretty close. I've been down there. Last time I was down there was Friday. I'll be back, I think, on Wednesday, which is when Trump is coming.
Yeah. So and look, Joe Biden, the president of the United States, during a crisis going on in his own country, instead of going there, where is he? He's hanging out with this little asshole right here. I feel sorry for what happened to Ukraine, but you know what? Not our freaking problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a shit what happens in Ukraine. Ukraine doesn't bother me, doesn't help me, doesn't harm me. Neither does Russia. I don't give a shit what they do. But for some reason, the left has decided that they are going to leech on to Ukraine. Oh, they were unjustly attacked by Russia. I don't care. We have people who are being harmed in Ohio right now. The federal government has failed to uphold and maintain their infrastructure. Norfolk Southern is going to get away with what has happened. He promised. Oh my God. Oh, I hate this. Let's bring this up. Biden promises new military aid for Kiev during historic visits. President Joe Biden promises new military aid for Ukraine worth $500 million during his surprise visit to Ukraine and Kiev on Monday, almost a year to the day since the invasion from Russia. And a trip showing solidarity with Kiev. Biden also said additional sanctions would be announced this week against Russia elite and companies trying to evade sanctions to back the Russian war machine. We have Americans suffering, and we are going to divert an extra $500 million. By the way, we've already paid $100 billion. That's billion with a B to Ukraine. If they haven't won by now, fuck them. They're not in NATO. We signed a treaty stating that we will sell arms to them, not give arms, sell arms. Everyone says, we have a treaty with them. We have to help them. You're right. We do have to help them. We have to help them by selling them arms. If they don't have the money, fuck them. I don't care. Why should you? Why should anyone? When we have people in Flint, Michigan who can't drink the water, in Jackson, Mississippi who can't drink the water, in East Palestine, Ohio, whose land is being leached with toxic chemicals, whose water is being polluted by a man-made natural disaster. I have not, Caitlin. Is it historic because he's visiting a country at war? Because Korea's been at war when Trump crossed the line? Yeah. Joe Biden is promising all this money to Korea. And I mean, but wait, there's more. I didn't even know about this until, of course, our wonderful River over here brought my attention to it. Biden's Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announces $185 million in aid to Turkey following the earthquake. But the administration continues to ignore East Palestine. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announced on Sunday the United States allocated another $100 million to Turkey following a devastating earthquake earlier this month. This is on top of the $85 million U.S. already sent to Turkey following the earthquake. And look, that's terrible. The stuff that happened over in Turkey and Syria is terrible. There's human suffering going on. But there's human suffering going on here in America. Joe Biden is not America first. I don't even think Joe Biden has America on his scale at all. I want to call him America last. And I gotta say it. And this is gonna make of course River happy. Trump plans to visit East Palestine next week.
Oh yeah.
So how is it that a presidential candidate, a former president himself, has the wherewithal to understand that it is America that they are there to represent, that they are there to help? This is a tale of two presidents, ladies and gentlemen. You have current President Joe Biden over in Ukraine sucking up to the they, them Ukrainians, getting us involved in a war that we have no business being in after 2 fucking decades of us being over in the Middle East, trying to surround Iran so we can start a fucking war with them because, reasons. We finally get out of Afghanistan. We got out of Afghanistan badly, too. But Trump started it. Trump started getting us out of Afghanistan. Trump got us out of Iraq. Trump was working on America first, but not Beijing Biden. Beijing Biden is trying to get us entangled in a war with the Russians in Ukraine. And the Biden administration even has been talking about China.
China is asshole.
If they happen to sell arms to Russia, that we may have to do some military actions against China. We're looking at World War III, ladies and gentlemen. You're right. They'll just keep printing money. Every day our dollar gets less and less valuable.
Yeah, I'm so happy that Trump is coming to East Palestine. And I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but as soon as he announced he was coming, I mean, maybe about an hour later, then FEMA came out and said, "Oh, actually, we are going to help the people now." Right? Like it's so amazing that and I thank Trump for that. If he hadn't said he was coming out, they would have continued to try to ignore it, but they don't want the bad press of Trump coming out there and then, oh, well, we're doing nothing. So I was down there on Friday. Trying to get footage of the rainbow water for my channel. And I went back to where I interviewed JD Vance at that very spot. And there were news crews there trying to, I guess, like redo the effects of the water that it had there, except because I had been there the day before and seen him right before I know exactly where he filmed that viral video. That's how I was able to get that interview with him. And they had like 3 guys there just like removing the dead fish. The day before, there was only 1 worker down there, and they had added, I think, more. I believe they added more of those like big filtration things that they run across the streams. And then when people are there, perhaps like trying to go back and redo what he did, they're not getting the same effects because they went into extra super cleaning mode. All the dead fish were gone from where he, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, are they trying to make it look like JD Vance is a liar? And they came out here and just super cleaned up this one tiny section. So I started sending like crews of people. I just went down a ways. Like, you kind of had to get off the path. It's like a nature path thing. You had to go like the opposite way and go off the path and then, find a cut down to the creek. So I did that, and I kept sending people down, and I didn't even know like who these people were, but this one group I walked down, and I did that for about 4 or 5 hours, just getting news crews down to where you could see, what was actually going on with the water, so that people wouldn't be filming like this fake clean water where all the dead fish were gone. And one of the crews that I was talking to, like there was this guy there, and he was trying to throw like a little stick into the water. And I was like, come on, guy. No, like, you have to pick up a rock, throw a rock in, because it has to hit the bottom to get the stuff to splash up. And I was like, what are you guys with? Or who are you guys with anyway? And they said Fox News. And I was like, local. And they're like, national. I was like, oh, because you guys are just like city guys. You've never thrown a rock into you've never thrown a rock in a pond before. So that was funny. Then I got another crew, and I guess I'm on French news too, because they decided to interview me. I wasn't expecting that, but I took them down. So I was able to get France, France was able to get that water effect so they can see what's going on in another country. So, and I was talking to them for a second. I can tell this story, right? Well, it's your channel. Yeah. So, I like to joke around a lot. And I was talking to the French news, and they said, can we interview you? And I said, sure. But the only French I know is "Je suis la bite," which, they were both shocked, and they're like, oh no, don't say that, because it means, can I give you a fun time with my mouth? How about that? That's what they're like. And they're like, you can't. They're like, no, you can't say that. Just speak in English. And then they said, do you know what that means? And I said, sure, yeah. My French friends told me that it means, hello, I'd like to be your friend. And that's when they said, well, yeah, I guess that is what that means. So yeah, I had a well, not a good time, but I mean, yeah, I just trying to do what I can to help out, and I'm definitely keeping more of an eye on that situation. And then also it was cool. I got to talk to some other people. There's some cool people down there who had come up from Columbiana. I mean, people were coming from the surrounding areas. It's just regular people, everyday people bringing water and bringing supplies because there's no federal response. So I did see the Salvation Army is down there giving out water, but a lot of just everyday folks just coming and bringing water. And like, it's not a big town. There's a small stretch, and there's a big parking lot where people are just giving away bottled water. So it's cool that like some people, local people care, the small communities. It's a small community surrounded by even smaller communities. But a lot of people,
Definitely.
they're so small, so like it's kind of like everybody knows everybody, so people are just kind of pitching in and doing what they can. But we really do need federal assistance down here. So, oh yeah,
Definitely.
and guys, don't tell people where I live. I'm just telling y'all, but don't spread that around.
Dave Krennic says there's a really bad storm coming your way. It's going to dump a lot of water on you guys. It's going to spread the toxins to most of the Great Lakes. The catastrophe is going to be even worse. It's terrible. Oh, and TZ, I see you over there in chat, over there at Comics Division. I wrote Pinochet did nothing wrong, and I moved on. I'll have to check them out after the show. But this is disgusting. The sitting president of America refuses to actually see Americans in need. Instead, wants to go help the frickin' Ukraine people. And look, I'm not mad at them. I mean, but we don't need Ukraine. It's not Ukraine first. But evidently for Biden, it's Russia first. Because before he decided to go over to Ukraine, he called the Kremlin to give an advance warning that he was going there. There's a video going around with air raid sirens going off in Kiev and Joe Biden walking through the streets. Oh, it's so brave, Joe, when you tell their adversary, I'm going to be there, and if you do anything while I'm there, so help you God. And Russia knows they cannot handle even the neutered freaking military that we have right now. The fact that he gave advance warning just shows how worried he is about going over there. But here's one thing that no one's really talking about. He felt safer to go to an active war zone than he did to go to a city in America. Do you want to know what the real story is? Joe Biden was too concerned of being exposed to the toxins to go see the people in Palestine, Ohio. So instead, he chose to go to an active freaking war zone. There's your story, ladies and gentlemen. That's your story. The EPA is telling the people the air is clean, the water is fine. Completely good. Now, River, if you ever hear any EPA person say the water is fine, I would like you to ask them one thing. Go have a glass with you, dip it in the water right there, and say, "Drink this, please."
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see someone call them out on their BS. I'm not there. Bring a thermos with you and say, "Hey, look, I got this water out of the river. Will you drink this?"
Yeah, that's basically what I said on the French news, and then I added, "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?" C'est soir. No, I didn't add that. That's the other thing I know in
Yeah.
French.
Yeah, it's like let's have a four-way, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. They're not sending government personnel because it's too dangerous. Water in a nuclear power plant is safer. What's up, Salty D? How you doing? But yeah, Salty had a boy. In fact, if you were in the Discord, Salty D, link in the description below under the link tree. Join the Discord. Y'all can go see a picture of Dave's wonderful child. Yeah, no. Biden felt safer to go to an active flipping war zone than go to Palestine, Ohio, and maybe, just maybe, this had something to do with it. East Palestine, Ohio residents break out in rashes, reports headache after toxic chemical explosions. Residents in East Palestine, Ohio are reporting rashes, headaches following the massive toxic chemical explosion in their town earlier this month. State government and railroad officials approved the plan to blow up 6 rail cars of toxic vinyl chloride that formed a mushroom cloud in the sky before it rained down on the city and surrounding areas. There's pictures out there of cars that are like white from acid rain. By the way, vinyl chloride was used in for chemical weapons during World War I, by the way. And when something forms a mushroom cloud, the amount of heat that has to be generated for that to happen. Just saying. Residents reported dead chickens and pets, dead fish, and salamanders are washing up into local streams and rivers. Now there's reports of rashes and headaches. Some residents say they developed rashes, sore throats, nausea, headaches after returning to their homes this week. They worried the new symptoms are related to the chemicals released after the train derailment 2 weeks ago. The February 3 incident caused a massive fire and prompted officials to evacuate hundreds of people who live near the site because of fear that hazardous, highly flammable material might ignite to prevent potentially deadly toxic explosions. Vinyl chloride was vented and burned, releasing a plume of black smoke over the town for days. And I'm concerned about this. I don't live in Ohio. I don't live close to Ohio. But my fellow Americans are suffering. And our government that is supposed to regulate interstate commerce, it's supposed to ensure that the infrastructure is upkept, has failed to do their job. And for some reason, the executive of that same government is spending time in a war zone, spending money on a foreign government that could go to the people of this community that has been ravaged by this tragedy. Look, problems happen. Shit does happen. I'm not blaming the administration for the derailment. I am blaming them for their response. While the EPA sits there and tells the people that everything is safe and clear, we are seeing medical events happen. We're seeing people develop rashes, get these headaches, things like that. We're seeing dead animals. We're seeing buildings and other forms of property be damaged through acid rain. This is shit we haven't seen since the 80s when the EPA cracked down on so much shit. And it's the EPA telling everyone everything's completely fine. And I know this is something a lot more personal to you, River.
Yes.
Because of your proximity.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything else that you have to say before we bring on our special guest for the night?
Yeah, I mean, it's really sad going through the town and just talking with people down there. There are signs like on the main stretch of road there, people asking them to be, like, please pray for us. There's East Palestine Lives Matter, East Palestine Lives Matter signs. Yeah, but the asking for prayers signs are, really, really tough. It's really tough. I can't believe they have people down in there, like, they just told people, oh no, everything's fine, go back home. It's like, where are the people in the hazmat suits, like, cleaning things up and cleaning out people's houses and spraying things down? It's like they're not even trying.
Dave,
trying to help people.
Dave, if you're not there right now, you are missing Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is tomorrow. Tomorrow's Fat Tuesday. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. So if you're not there today, you've already missed it. Just telling you. I miss Mardi Gras. Sorry. But yes, we have a special guest tonight. And you know what? We'll run this and bring him on. Working without a ladder, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Grouchy.
See. Hold on. Give me half a second. I thought I have a second to get them together. Hold on. He's coming. All right.
How are you doing today, Dr. Grouchy?
Yes. I am excellent. Sparky, do you have a problem with the rainbow water in East Palestine, Ohio?
I don't think LGBT water is the stuff you should be drinking. Just
Yes.
doesn't seem natural.
That's because you're a homophobe and a transphobe.
True.
Yes.
I will not deny that.
But yes, for all of you who do not know, my name is Dr. Grouchy, and I am das Führersichen in charge of das Plandemic and the new head of the EPA. I am here today to talk about the true disaster in East Palestine, Ohio. People,
Palestine, Dr. Grouchy. Palestine.
what?
Palestine.
Fine. People are using das gas stoves. That is the true disaster in East Palestine.
Oh my goodness.
The gas that the citizens released is harmful to the environment, and these stoves must be exterminated. As the new head of the EPA, I will be deciding who is gassed and who is not gassed. And I say gas the yous. Gas all of yous in the chat. Gas you, Salty D. Gas you, Ocean Breeze Salty. Gas you, Tizzy Burton. And gas you, Aircraft Sparky.
Emotional damage.
Gas everyone except Mina.
Come on, man.
Yes. That's all I have to say. I am leaving, okay? And if the people of East Palestine, okay, Palestine, Sparky, Palestine, if the people of East Palestine are worried about their health, the best thing they can do at this point is to take das vaccine. Yes. Goodbye.
Oh my God. Dr. Grouchy, everyone. That was informative and terrifying all at the same time. Wow. I don't know where you found Dr. Grouchy. Woof.
Oh yeah, he flew in here. He took his private jet down here.
He's trying to save the environment by using a private jet. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Actually, he left this really cool drink for you. It's kind of rainbow sheen to it a little bit. But he said this was for you. But since you're not here, I figure I'll just drink it. You know?
Don't drink the LGBT water. Don't do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually, it smells a little funny. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I probably shouldn't drink that.
Yeah. Thank you, Fuzzy Fauci. That's right. Specken Sie Palestine. Oh, I love it. Look, River is a talented woman. And look, even with such a shitty situation, She finds a way to bring some humor to it, and that is something that we should all appreciate. You said that Dr. Grouchy said that he wanted to gas all the use. Oh my goodness, that is terrible.
all of you in the chat.
Yeah, Mina,
Yeah.
Mina would definitely love Dr. Grouchy.
I think so.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't. Yeah, because he would spare her for some reason, some odd reason or another.
Hey, look, Dave, look. If you and Britt are gonna be down in New Orleans, man, if you would have told me ahead of time, I could have planned something. I could have taken y'all around, shown y'all some things. Definitely take her to Cafe Du Monde there in Jackson Square. Cafe Du Monde is amazing. Get some beignets.
Yeah, I've been there. That's good stuff.
I met Lenny Kravitz there. Yeah. So yeah, it's look.
That's where I met the man with the herpesificonolades, but that's a story for a whole nother day. Oh, I didn't get it or anything. You just
Well, that's good. That's good.
I mean, I didn't touch it, man. That was a weird story.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on over there in New Orleans. Oh, by the way, if anyone comes up to you in New Orleans and says, "I bet I know where you got your shoes at," don't take that bet. You're gonna lose. Jazz Fest is fun. Gax me, Crouchy. I ain't scared. Oh, I love it. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we are. That's where we're at. Wednesday, I am going to be. You are going to see so much less stress on me. But my goodness, this. I'm not going to lie to you. This remodeling following the fire in the house has been stressful. Should all be coming to an end tomorrow. That's where we're at. So Wednesday, I should be a little bit more refreshed, feeling better. Let me check this. Zio has come in. You know what? Yeah, I got you, Zio. Fetterman looking for classified documents he lost. There you are. Good job, Zio. I like that one. If y'all want to see the rest of Zio's memes, the good, bad, and the irrelevant, you need to go over to the Discord. Link in the description below, down in the link tree. Y'all need to join. Say something in general chat, and I'll hook you up. Got a wonderful meme that I just put in general the other day. Car salesman slaps roof the helicopter. Man, this bad boy could fit so many fucking commies in it. Oh. You were in New Orleans for spring break 2002. Right on. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Can't do Discord on your phone. Well, Salty, you could do it on your computer. Hey, I'm on Telegram too. Believe it or not. At Aircraft Sparky. Y'all can find me there too. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're at. We appreciate you all. Drop a commie for mommy. Aircraft fuel costs some money there, Smith, my man. You don't have a computer? Oh man.
You want the free version? There you go. Yeah. It's a free version, man.
I appreciate y'all all. Make sure to go check out River over there at Liberty Bell on the YouTubes. We love y'all. God bless. And until next time, you take care. And as always, Yeah, God bless you all. Ah.
We will stay and we will Utah until there is nothing left.
Now do my ass.